What is up, people? It is me, Monster58. Welcome back to another video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Animated Universe Deluxe Class Ratchet, a figure that is simply more or less a retool, repaint, remold of the Earthrise Trailbreaker as well as Hoist mold. And so, when I saw this, the figure in pictures when it was first revealed, man, I was actually super excited for it because at the end of the day, man, when I was looking at it, I was like, they kind of got it spot on. And I'll tell you this right now, this is probably one of the best repaints, remolds, and retools that we've gotten in recent memory, besides maybe like the Seeker repaints and remolds. Obviously, we're getting Skywarp soon for Studio Series 86, but you get what I'm saying. Also, real quick, I'd like to apologize for the awkward lighting. I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with some of this awkward lighting right now, but I hope you guys can bear with me here. I have no clue exactly what's wrong, but we're here to film, and that's what we're here to do today. But regardless, let's take a look at the box here. So take a look at the box here. You obviously see the nice Transformers Age of the Primes. You can see the Autobot Ratchet right there, which is really nice. Transformers, obviously see the nice artwork of Ratchet from the animated series, both in his robot mode as well as in his ambulance mode. Transformers in 19 steps. Some nice artwork here on the side that we just saw on the front. Some more nice artwork here on the side of the Primes themselves. And then finally, your obligatory product shots on the back. So some really nice stuff. Overall, when it comes to the box, I think as per usual, Hasbro kills it. And so without further ado, folks. And so, guys, here we have the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Animated Universe Ratchet out of the box and in his ambulance mode. And, guys, I gotta say, when it comes to this vehicle mode, they kind of selected the perfect mold to be able to do this remold, repaint, and retool. This is really good. Although the proportions aren't exactly the same, if I put a picture of how he appeared on screen up here in the upper left, he looks really, really good. I mean, at the end of the day, like, sure, he might be a little bit longer and a little bit more squat in the show, but for the most part, they pretty much nailed the proportions with this vehicle mode. Taking a look at the details here, you can see the nice yellow painted headlights right there. You can see the nice Autobot logo, which is accurate to the show. The red and the blue sirens on the top as well, which is pretty nice. Then you have the nice sort of ambulance logo here on the side. He's just really clean. Obviously, there's a little bit of awkwardness with the fists just being very plainly visible there, but for the most part, when it comes to this vehicle mode, it's really amazing. And if you wouldn't believe it, every single accessory that this guy comes with, and he comes with a plethora of them, is stored already on the vehicle mode. And I know that I've been saying recently that most Transformers vehicle mode storage tends to be awful, and it really is. Like, look at this. This is for animated Prime. Like, that's really ugly. But for this figure and for recent figures, man, they've been doing a really good job for the most part at just concealing all of the accessories in the vehicle mode and integrating them into a very clean way. And that is no different here with Ratchet. It's just really solid vehicle mode storage. So overall, when it comes to the vehicle mode, I think they did a pretty bang up job with this vehicle mode. Obviously, that may be the only issue besides the exposed fists would be this exposed mushroom peg. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. It also rolls decently well. Just not maybe on the wood that I have this on right now, but it rolls pretty well overall. So, what we're going to do is we're going to set this guy to the side here, and we're going to do some size comparisons. Alrighty, folks, here he is with the Transformers Legacy United Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnus. As you can see, when it comes to Magnus, I think they're relatively similar in terms of size. Average deluxe size for Ratchet in terms of his vehicle mode. In his robot mode, he's bigger than an average deluxe class figure at the end of the day, but that's not an issue here. I think it's pretty good. Alright guys, here he is with the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee. And so when it comes to Bumblebee, these two also look really good together. Bumblebee was an absolutely super small vehicle mode, which makes a lot of sense. But he was a small vehicle mode in animated as well. And so I think these two scaled together pretty fantastically. And then finally, folks, here he is with the Transformers, I believe, Legacy United Animated Universe Voyager Class Optimus Prime. And so when we're taking a look at this, these two look really good together. Obviously, the big thing that we're missing with Optimus is more or less kind of like his trailer and everything like that. But for the most part, these two look really good together. Optimus being a Voyager Class figure should absolutely be way bigger than Ratchet here, and so I'm quite happy with how they scale with one another. Obviously, Optimus also feels a bit more dense, but for the most part, when it comes to these figures, these two look great together in their vehicle modes, and so I can't complain there. Alrighty, folks, time to get into the transformation. And if you know the transformation when it comes to Trailbreaker as well as Hoist, you'll know the transformation for this guy, but I'm quite happy with it, so we'll go over it, because I did a review on the Trailbreaker when they did that Autobot 5-pack, but I never did the full transformation, so I'll end up doing it here. So, first things first, what you want to do is you want to untab this, and you want to sort of untab what will become the legs. Then from here, you can sort of help get the clearance to get the arms going, so you can lift this up if you want to, pull the arms out, and then you can pull the arms up and out like this. Then you can do the legs right away, which is very simple. Just rotate them down, and then they'll just snap into place like this. And then you can take this little hammer, and then you can set that off to the side for now. Then from here, what you're going to do is you can rotate this all the way around, and then you can collapse the, what will become his belly. his sort of like gut that he had in the show. Alrighty, and then once you get here, I'm stupid. You have to remove where his weapons are. These are the two of his, not weapons, but accessories that's storing that flung all over the place. Just give me 1 second to find it. Oh, there it is. No, we don't need to cut. Just do that. Then what you can do is you can fold this section all the way down. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take the head and you're going to flip it up already. And then what you'll see here on the back is as you collapse this, what will become his upper chest back down like so, what you're going to notice is that there is like a double joint, double pin here. And you see this little bit right here. You want to push that down. You see this little bit right here. This tab will go into this little slot right here. So you want to line this up like so. And then you'll end up getting something like this. And then from here, what you can do is you can untab this, and then you can get rid of the accessories. And again, I'm dropping accessories all over the place, like so. And then you can also lift this up if you want to, and then remove the one knife that's on here, or scalpel, whatever you want to call it. You can just retab that back into place, like so. Just straighten out the head. Now what you can do is you can straighten out the arms, like so. Rotate this around, straighten out the arms. Apologize, I rotate this around, straighten out the arms. And well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Transformers Age of the Primes Animated Universe Deluxe Class Ratchet in his very, very cool looking robot mode. And so to finish off his look, what I like to do is you can store all of his accessories on his robot mode. So you have all these 5mm pegs here on the back. What I like to do is you can put like this one here, you can put the hammer here on the back. I like to do the back for the little hammer that he's got. He's got like a little wrench as well. You can put that right here, and then you can put this little knife here on the side as well. And then from here, to store the to do the like little electricity things that he had in the show, you can put those and peg those onto the 5mm ports here on his forearms, and there you more or less completed his look. What I really like what they did with this mold is that the main issue I had with the Trailbreaker and the hoist part of the mold is that they had these giant side panels that were part of the vehicle mode on the back of the arms, and they looked really ugly. But because of how they did this, they cleaned them up, and he looks absolutely fantastic because those panels that would normally be these ones that sit on the arms are now just sitting on his legs, which is really, really nice. When it comes to his accessories, you can take a look. These are pretty cool. Nice and silver paint. You see the white as well. Nice molded in detail. And then all of these weapons, you can see you have like a little hammer right there. That looks really nice. You have that little wrench right there. This little prod or something like that. That's what this one right here, that's what that looks like. And they have your little knife, which is also nicely molded and everything like that. Overall, when it comes to this guy, I mean, let's take a look at how he appeared in the show. So we'll set this guy up to the side here. We'll put a picture of how he appeared. What I really like is that they really, with this mold, were able to get across that sort of beer gut style belly that he had in the show. Because obviously there was a bit more organic and natural look to their robot modes for at least a few of them, like Bulkhead as well as Ratchet, and a little bit of Bumblebee as well, where they were able to get more of sort of like a natural humanish look, not really, super mechanical. I think Optimus out of all of them really had the most sort of, rigid robot mode out of the Autobots. But for the most part, when it comes to Ratchet here, you can absolutely see in the animation that they had that sort of beer gut belly, this old tired war doctor and everything like that. So for the most part, I'm pretty happy with that. Taking a look at the head sculpt here, you can see the head sculpt looks really, really good. I mean, that is pretty much spot on. It's awesome. The blue for the eyes, the red, that sort of light blue for the face, that sort of gray blue, right? Then the white as well looks really nice. Come down here, this is where his gut is, and it looks really, really nice. Nice painted windshield as well. Overall, when you look at this guy, he's also just super clean. Like, there's nothing really wrong with him. Sure, he might be a little bit hollow. You can kind of see a little bit through him here, right there. But overall, when it comes to this guy's robot mode, he's pretty fantastic. Again, I think this is really one of the best remolds and retools we've seen in a long time for an entirely new character. So, what we're going to do is we're going to set this guy up to the side here. We're going to do a few size comparisons. Alrighty, folks, here he is with the Transformers Legacy United Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnus. As you can see, like I told you, Ratchet is a little bit of a bigger deluxe, but at the end of the day, that works for his size, because he should be this size. Alrighty, folks, here he is with the Transformers Legacy United Animated Universe Deluxe Class Bumblebee. As you can see, these two scale fantastically together. At the end of the day, when it comes to Bumblebee, he should be this much smaller than Ratchet. He was a tiny character, so looks fine to me. And then here he is with his leader, the Transformers Legacy United Voyager Class Animated Universe Optimus Prime. And as you can see, these two also look really, really good together. And so what I'm actually going to do real quick, so I'm going to push these guys to the back. And here's the little family photo that we currently have. I do not have the Prowl, and I kind of regret not getting him, so I'm going to eventually pick him up, and I'll probably end up doing a review for him. But at the end of the day, these all look really good together, and obviously Prowl would sort of be right here, and that's sort of perfect, because at the end of the day, that's how it works. The only team member that we're actually missing from the original animated series, Autobot team is Bulkhead, and so just gotta wait for that guy. Alrighty, folks, time for his articulation. And the one thing about this mold that I like, because of the remolds and retools that they've done, which, by the way, this mold's holding up really well. The joints are nice and tight. Plastic quality is good. When it comes to the articulation, it's a little bit less hampered because he doesn't have those stupid panels on the back of his arms anymore. So, comes to the head. The head can do a full 360. It has a ball joint, but you can't really look up and down that much. You can do a little bit of wiggle, but not much. Full 360 at the shoulders. You can go out. You can go in. Rotation of the upper part of the bicep, and then more than 90 at the elbows. And no wrist articulation, sadly. Well, actually, you do. I was just afraid I was going to snap it, I'll be honest with you. You have wrist articulation, which is pretty good. Full waist articulation as well. Then you have forward kick, back kick, out, in, 90-degree bend at the knee, rotation the upper part of the thigh, and then some wicked ankle rockers. So you can actually get this guy into some really good poses, all things considered. So when it comes to this mold, and this figure in particular, it's very well articulated. One of the best articulated deluxes, again, not hampered really by any of the paneling. And by the way, yes, he can hold any of his weapons in his hands. That's one thing I might as well just show that real quick while we're doing the finishing off the articulation. But yes, he can hold them in his hands. Just takes a lot doing there. But yeah, he can hold anything in his hands. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Just put that back there. And there we go. Alrighty, folks, time for his reverse transformation, which really isn't all that bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this off by more or less storing all of his weapons. So what I would say, go ahead and remove all of them. The only one we really won't store for the time being, at least, is the hammer and these two little ones. We'll store the other ones too, but we'll store the knife. So the knife in particular, what you want to do is you want to flip this up. You see this little groove section here? You want to peg the 5mm peg into this, and then you want to just peg that all into place like so. Then from here, come to the back, and what you want to do is you want to peg one of these at the bottom 5mm peg, and then the other one at the top 5mm peg like so, and then you can just fold this back up, and it folds up perfectly. So from here, you can rotate the head all the way around. Then from here, you can lift up. You can get the arms out of the way. You can lift up the chest, and you can lift this up as well. And so from here, what you can do is you can actually peg all these in. So we're going to peg both of these in here. So peg the little wrench that he's got in there in those two 5mm ports, and then you have this little prod here that'll also go like that. And then from here, what you can do is, what I like to do, is you can fold this all the way up. Then you can just rotate these legs like so. So they're on double joints, so they're on another joint here, so you can fold them like that. Do the same thing like this, fold them like this. And then from here, now you can peg this in like so. Take this all the way around. Then from here, you can just rotate this all the way up, fold this down, and then this can start to all collapse here like so. Get this all lined up. It'll take just a second. There we go. Get it all lined up. Then from here, all you can do, rotate these down, then rotate these in, and this will all sort of peg into place. And make sure the arms have a little bit of clearance. Actually, you can just fold this up first. Yeah, you probably should fold that up first. My bad there. Used to forcing it because that is how I am, and I've always been impatient. And like that. And then what you want to do is you want to have these facing outwards, these little tabs. Then you want to sort of start to bend the arms like this. Fold this section down the front like this, and then you want to push the arms inside here so that the fists actually, they're little pegs on the back that'll slot it into the bottom of the vehicle mode. And to make sure that it's all secured and in place, you want to try and roll him, and as long as the fists aren't dragging on the ground, you got it. And so, with that all out of the way, folks, here we have the Transformers Age of the Primes Animated Universe Deluxe Class Ratchet back in his ambulance mode. And so, guys, for my final concluding thoughts on the Transformers Age of the Primes animated universe Deluxe Class Ratchet, this guy is pretty fantastic. At the end of the day, like I told you, this is one of the best remolds, retools, and repaints of a mold that we've seen before. I've seen, a ton with, the Seeker repaints and everything like that, and those are fine, and we've had a few more here and there that are pretty solid as well. But I'll tell you this much, like, taking that mold and then repurposing it considering how old it is for this character, and then just kind of getting the character spot on while still giving it that sort of modern G1 twist at the end of the day is really, really amazing. They really captured this character in this figure, and I'm super, super happy with it. In addition, I think they just made a huge improvement by being able to remove those huge panels from his arms that were present on the Trailbreaker and Hoist versions of this mold. If there are any negatives, at the end of the day, transformation can be a little bit funky, and he doesn't like to roll the best. But for the most part, everything is pretty much on point. Vehicle mode looks fantastic. Plastic quality is there. Joints feel nice and tight, despite how old this mold is. All the accessories store on his vehicle mode. That's awesome. Transformation is still perfectly fine, even though it can be a little bit fiddly, like I said. Robot mode is spot on. He still has that sort of beer gut look, given how the mold was made in the past. His head sculpt's absolutely on point, and the fact that all of his accessories not only store in his vehicle mode very cleanly, but they also store in his robot mode very cleanly as well. Just a really, really well done figure altogether. And I didn't even mention this. You can even store those electroshock thingies that he has, the weapons they used in the show. You can store them in the back on his backpack, and they won't even obtrude. They won't even show. And so, in all the accessories he comes with too are really nice. He comes with a hammer, a little bit like a knife, or kind of like a scalpel, a little bit of prod, and then like a wrench. It's just really nice all around. Like, just fantastic from this character and what they did with this figure overall. And so a score out of a 10, I'm gonna probably give this guy like a 9. He's just really nice. This is a really nice wave of deluxes for Studio Series, and I'm really, really happy with it. So at the end of the day, there's nothing really I have much more to say about it. Would I recommend him for 27? The full probably 30 after tax? Yeah, honestly, he's just really, really good. If you have Optimus, you have Bumblebee, you have Prowl, this guy will not disappoint you, because at the end of the day, we're just waiting for Bulkhead, and once we have Bulkhead, we'll have the full animated original Autobot team. And it's nice too, because I believe that there are rumors that Lugnut's going to be one of the first of the original Decepticon team that we're going to get in Age of the Primes or something like that, so I'm really excited for that. But regardless, I did pick mine up IRL, so if you are looking IRL, he's on getting stocked on store shelves right now. I picked mine up here at my local Walmart with Power Glide as well as Smokescreen, not more than really a week ago-ish or so, like that. So if you have a local Walmart too here in America, then definitely go and take a look, because I guarantee you they'll be stocking this guy. If you don't have a Walmart because you're not from the US, definitely look at a Walmart equivalent. I'm sure that they probably are stocking this guy at your local store right now. So I definitely wish you the best of luck and happy hunting IRL if you decide to go that route. But just like any of my other figures, for the most part, I had this pre-ordered on Big Bad Toys, so I'll leave a link in the description to that. Also leave links down below to Hasbro Pulse, as well as Amazon and any other retailers that I can find if they're sold out on there. There's also selling this guy if you wish to use those online retailers instead of hunting this guy IRL. But again, wish you the best of luck in doing that IRL. So that's really it for the review. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also follow me on the socials. Those will be linked in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video review, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.